Aussie. 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 Angry Aussie. Aussie. Angry.
All right, it's a Saturday night, and I'm gonna make some cocktails. See which ones were really my favorite of the year. Where is my my Trello? Huh. Okay. Best cocktails of the year. Okay, I'm gonna make an obituario. Okay, I actually want to open this twice. Hey, Rays. Oh, damn. Got another week down, man. Okay. Positive. Okay. It's a bad time. I haven't been yawning all day. Sometimes I just get the yawns, though. Okay, so. Cocktail number one. Obituario. Okay, I am definitely how about fuck off? Thank you. Thing not doing what I want. Best cocktails. Okay, we need to put the obituario ingredients in. Okay. Oh god, I'm gonna fucking yawn all right. Oh, I'm particularly tired. Okay, this is stupid. I hate it when this happens. Okay. Looking up some recipes. Elixir Tropical. Okay, not making that tonight because I don't have any orgeat. I need to make some more orgeat. Okay. And holy smoke. Holy smoke. Wait, that actually simple. Ugh. Okay, this is ridiculous, this fucking yawning shit. God damn it. The old aroma. Okay. These are all things that I said good things about in my video descriptions. But now I'm going to spend the next week retasting them to decide which is the best cocktails I've had this year. Oh, okay. Decent non-alcoholic cocktail. I mean, that's just putting in what you like. You basically just want good ingredients, good mixer, maybe, you know, some fresh fruit juices, a good syrup. I've actually found doing clarified non-alcoholic things is really good. But, non-alcoholic cocktails are usually just some combination of fruit juice, sugar, and mixer. So just use good fruit juice, a good mixer, and a good syrup. And I would basically look up, just a good website. Does Non-alcoholic. I'm looking on Difford's Guide if that gives anything. Oh god, I thought it was okay. Non-alcoholic. What the fuck? Alcohol-free, non-alcoholic, low alcohol. Okay. No, that's just an article about the definitions. Yeah, I'd just say do a Google search for non-alcoholic cocktails and go with something that sounds good. And hello, Harry. I think I said hello, Heidi, didn't I? Our new blender to make milkshakes. That's always good. I feel like my light's too bright. Oh yeah, it was. That's a bit better. Roy Rogers is a classic. Shirley Temple is a classic. Um, yeah, literally just I'd say you just do a search for non-alcoholic cocktails and just look at them and go, "Oh, does that sound good?" And you can do all sorts of tricks. Yeah, Coke, grenadine, and a cherry. Yeah, it's you can improvise with stuff like use tea in a non-alcoholic cocktail. There's a tea that you like. Oh, Harry, you like non-alcoholic beers. There you go. Yeah, you're only limited by your imagination with non-alcoholic cocktails. Okay, you got to do it and report back. Nice. Actually, look, non-alcoholic cocktails. Okay, what sites come up? BBC. "11 non-alcoholic cocktail recipes from top bartenders." The Mindful Mocktail. That's a fun name. Okay, no. Liquor.com. I kind of trust that site. Okay, so for this first site. The grapefruit juice, lime juice, agave syrup, and thyme. There you go. Bitters, citrus mix, grenadine, ginger beer. Yeah, see, a good mixer. A cloudy Tokyo. What's that? Green tea, coconut milk, coconut soda. And you do, of course, these days get those non-alcoholic pretend spirits, like one that's pretending to be rum or pretending to be whiskey or pretending to be gin. I think they're overpriced, but that's a whole thing. What's liquor.com say for non-alcoholic cocktails? Non-alcoholic Negroni, spicy Mario. Yeah, just search non-alcoholic cocktails or mocktails and just do stuff that sounds good. Just go, I like the sound of that. I'm going to do that. But okay, so I've just got to decide. Just getting these recipes in one place. Homely smoke. Okay. And the Oaxaca night. What was in the Oaxaca? These are mostly quite boozy ones. I'm saving all the recipes. Okay, vanilla macchiato, old fashioned. There we go. Vanilla macchiato, old fashioned. Coffee liqueur. Okay. Okay, this is me to a T. God, there's only one sour in the running. Lime. Okay, so lime juice. Whiskey, Mario, brandy, peaty whiskey, mezcal. Oh no, there's two sours. There's two sours in the running for cocktail of the year. So to be honest, when you've quit drinking, they'll capitalize it. Yeah. Yeah, that's things never caught on. But anyway, yeah. Also, any decent bar will do a good mocktail. Because Mrs. Angry's taken to having one fewer cocktail when we go out on date nights and having a mocktail, or just trying the mocktails at the various venues. And they all make good mocktails. So, okay, so. Okay, what are we up to? Oh, my chocolate Sazerac. Chocolate Sazerac. I was kind of obsessed with these when I made it the first time. Okay, improved vermouth cocktail. Okay. And my gin painkiller. Gotta look that one up. This is the one I wanted to adjust, actually. Gin. Old-fashioned gin killer. That's what I called it. Got to change that. Old fashioned. And to clarify blenders. So how many's on my list now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. From which I want to choose 3 to make in a video. Okay. Oh, absolutely. For sure. I mean, I'll post my top 10. And hello, by the way. Yes. Look, I'll post my top 10 now because I've actually just copied them out. Da-da. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fuck is wrong with you, Microsoft? Let's see if I can do that. Okay. In. Where are we? Cocktails. So this is just going to be text. My top 10 cocktails of the year, because I'm already up to December with my forward thing. So okay, yep. So that's a big list. I say, did they all copy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So my top 10 cocktails of the year are in the Discord now. Breaking out the photocopier. Yes. All right. So I was going to actually try. I want to retaste all of these in a relatively short time frame to pick my top 3 and make a video about them. So I was going to make the Obituario. I don't have Orgeat. I can't make an Elixir Tropical. Maybe a Holy Smoke. Maybe I should make or Harkonite. That would be 2 Mezcal ones. Obituario, Holy Smoke, and an Old Roma. That'll do. That's okay. If I make 3 cocktails tonight, that's all right. But the first one I'm going to make is the Obituario, which I made very early in the year and just thought, God damn. And I don't think I've made it since. So we'll have to see if it's still got there. Oh yeah, no, these were ones where when I, because I've made over 150 cocktail videos this year. And these are the ones where I made a note of, God damn, this is fucking good. Like I was rating these 9 out of 10. Peyshaw's Bitters is, we were talking about how to stock a bar. Bitters is super important. Number 1, aromatic bitters. Angostura is the most well known, but there are other makes. This is an Australian-made aromatic bitters. I think the second most important one you want to get in a bar is orange bitters. There's a lot of orange bitters, but it's very depending what you like to make. Peyshaw's Bitters is definitely third. It's maybe second, depending what you make. This is a more anise flavored bitters. It's in all the New Orleans drinks. Heine, that's a piece of string question. I've got it down to like a production line. If it's just for a cocktail, and I do it in phases because I record the audio separately with the Zoom thing to get better audio quality. So the first thing I do is match up the audio, delete the audio from the video file and use the audio from the Zoom, do a little bit of color grading and render that. And that's my base that I work off then. And that takes however long to render. And that's going to depend on the length of the video and if I've applied any complex effects in there. And then I edit that. I'll go through and do a rough edit. And then I'll go back and go, do I want to tighten this up? Do I want to chop out any ums and ahs or just deep breaths? And do I want to edit it so it's a bit more visually varying? Like when I do a cut, like instead of doing the full frame, like zoom it in a little bit with the editing software. So then I do the tight edit. And again, that's going to depend how long the video is, how long that takes to do. But I mean, the short, imprecise answer is not that long. Like if it was a 5-minute video, I'd be finished the tight edit in less than an hour. maybe less than half an hour. It's really going to vary from time to time. And then I render that, and then I do the music track. The reason I do that separately is because it's like the fucking software would go like, you're asking me to do too many things at once. And it would get out of sync and fuck up all my work up to that point. So I play it. It theoretically takes longer, but I'm playing it safe. So when I've done the tight edit, I render that, and then I've got that, and then I decide what music. There's two reasons I put music under the video. First, I just kind of like having just a really subdued music track under it. Second, it evens out any shittiness with my sound. It kind of hides some of the shittier elements of my sound. So the final thing is the music track. So as you normally do corrections and grading, then sync audio and compress, then do transitions. I'm not big on transitions these days. I used to be, and my editing software has a shit ton of transitions in it. If you've watched my cocktail videos, you'll know what I'll do is I'm talking, and then I have the slow-mo shot on the GoPro, and there are transitions between each of those, and I've decided to always use the same transition, which is just a wipe, and it's a visible wipe. Like a thing of white goes across and the thing there. And so just for me talking, I just do hard edits. And but for the close-up slow-mo shots of pouring drinks, I do wipes, because I think that's less visually jarring, because it's kind of the same shot but change, and that's my aesthetic choice anyway. I could do a shit ton more effects in my videos, because my editing software actually has some pretty good effects built into it. Oh yeah, mine's not so much, because Star Wars wipe is a clean one. Mine actually has a little sweep of white that goes across. But yeah, Star Wars always does wipes. I like crossover fades. Like I said, my editing software actually has some really good edits and transitions in it, and I don't use them very much. Some of my old transitions are gold. Come spinning in with a random cut of audio. Yeah. A lot of the old Angry videos, I would get a bit more creative with the transitions. Although there was one, it was a burn through, and that was my joke for ages. It's like, because I'm so angry, the edits are burning through. That would always be the transition I did, the burn through. And that was just a joke about, I'm so angry I'm burning through the screen. I haven't used that for a very long time, though. I'm not even sure if it's still on the software. But like my editing software has, I don't know, like 50 built-in transitions, and you can change them. So yeah. Hey, on Twitch, Zadjob, how are you doing? I always like to say hello if someone joins from Twitch, because and I always give this little spiel because I don't remember you coming on before, so welcome. I use a service called StreamYard that lets me multi-stream to multiple platforms. Most people watch me on YouTube. Some people watch me on Twitch. Some people even watch me on Facebook. I'm doing fairly well. We were talking about cocktails. Now we're talking about video editing, because that's what happens. Like, what's the setting I have on Twitch? Just chatting. And it's like, what are you chatting about? Like, my God, the conversation is going to vary so much over the next couple of hours. So it could be anything. But this is what we call a dry argument in Australia. I need to make myself a drink. I mean, I'm going to make an obituario first. What is this? A silly game on my phone. Oh, I was in the middle of something and I just abandoned it. Oh, well, I abandoned you. Fuck you. Okay, where's my Trello? That's what we want. Best cocktails. Oh, wait, did I not fucking save that? Oh, shit, I didn't save that. Okay. Save that shit. Okay. There, now we're cooking with gas. I am, in fact, an Aussie. We are getting unseasonably warm weather because it's still technically winter here. And we are getting, even where I am, where it's mild, we're getting temperatures about like 8 Celsius above average, which is like 15 Fahrenheit above average. Some bits in the desert in the center are hitting 30 and 40 Celsius, which is ridiculous when it's still technically winter. Short answer, Justin, no. Slightly longer answer that I've given before is there is basically a lot of potential downside, like it could interfere with my day job, and basically no upside. So you're doing 45 Celsius. Where are you, Job? Because so many places are so hot at the moment. Right, is it going to be comedy, dark, romantic, sexual, educational, drunk, and traumatic? Oh, that, okay. Thank you, Rays. That is a summary of the vibe. That's the vibe check for the stream. Morocco. Nice. I do love the internet and getting people from all around the world. Yes, I guess. Is that hotter than usual, or is Morocco always that hot? And like, never. Okay, you actually answered it there. Never experienced heat this severe. Yeah, okay. We actually get 40, 45 Celsius sometimes in summer. Justin, what if I retire? I still don't think I would do the really angry shouting stuff unless, I was just doing it as a bit. I might go back to doing sort of political discussion videos, but I don't know. So honestly, it's not you. Yes, and that's also why I don't do it. COVID changed everything, and it's just not me anymore. Yeah, but it's also it's nice that that's a history. Having those performative angry videos, that's like history. Although, as some people have learned over time, you can still get me angry if you're a dick on the stream. Zejo, usually where you are, northern Morocco barely cracks 37. So damn. Yeah, it sounds like your weather is like Melbourne typically. I'm in Melbourne, southern tip of the mainland of Australia. Our summers, 30 to 35. It does get over 35, but that's relatively unusual. But occasionally we'll get these bursts where it's just off the friggin' charts, and it'll be over 40 every day for a week, and it won't go below 30 overnight. That's when it really kills you, when it doesn't go below 30 overnight. It just and we're in one of the milder temperate areas. You get into the desert in the center. Like I said, they're already hitting 30 and 40 while it's still technically winter. Some of those places crack 50 Celsius in summer. As places where people live, not a lot of people, but there are places like Marble Bar where people live, where it'll crack 50 in summer, and people literally cannot survive that. If they don't take proper care, they'll just friggin' die. Right, evolution's fun to look back. Yeah, the mask in a toilet, mask outside, YouTube ambassador with mask, removal of mask, travel for YouTube, then do more sketch and comedy stuff. Yeah, and then just doing political commentary a lot of the time. We don't have a huge problem with humidity here. It's like the further north you go in Australia, it's getting more tropical and gets more humid. Sydney's more humid than Melbourne on average. You get Brisbane, and then in North Queensland. I mean, it's kind of like the difference between, like I'm even thinking like East Coast of the US, the difference in climate between New York and Florida. Like New York will get cold in winter and get hot in summer, but Florida has the humidity. So it's like, in North America, as you go south, you're closer to the equator, and it gets more humid. Here, it's because we're in the bottom, so we go north and get close to the equator, and it heats up. So I forgot to tell you, got offered a position in Dubbo. Hell yes. Also, Zad Job, just a little bit of the lore of the stream. I am from a small country town, even though I'm living in one of the capital cities now. I'm from a small country town called Dubbo, and we regularly shit talk my hometown, particularly West Dubbo. And this is my fault that we settled on West Dubbo being the worst. I was going to say, I don't know why. I said, I know why, because I did it. So, yes, we will regularly shit talk my hometown of Dubbo. Done with turned out a position faster. Yeah, I ain't ever going back there. All right, I'm having a lot of fun with the chat, but I'm going to quickly, because I'm not doing it for a video, so I'm going to make an obituary. Just get that out of the way. Okay, where's I'm going to go over here, get my typey. Then I've got to make a note of how much I like it. So this has got Ceylon. Let's get my Ceylon. Tequila, mezcal, mousse. It's got an absinthe, just a dash of absinthe. Right, I'm not going to use my freaky blue absinthe. I'm going to use my classier absinthe. But it's Blanco tequila and the mezcal. So spooky face that Dr. Abigail hates. And mezcal. Tequila, mezcal, vermouth, absinthe. Right, get my stirring glass. And all right, get the glass. I'm going to put it in. All right, put a bit of ice in this glass to chill it a bit. Okay, what am I? Don't even have to hide this because I'm not making a video. So, all right, let's do that. All right. And what are these measurements? 45, 15, 30. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Blanco tequila. 45 mils. Shazam, y'all. Okay. Mezcal, 15 mils. Man, I love the smoke on mezcal. Peated whiskey's good too. Just like a barbecue smoke's awesome. Vermouth. 30 mils. Now, just teeny bit of absinthe. Okay, that's probably too much. Fuck it. 2 drops out. Oh, I've got absinthe though. So. Okay, so now the stir the drink. Put in the ice. Put in the ice. Gotta count to 20. In my head. Or out loud, because it's weird. Probably 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Suck on Gary's finger. Suck it, Gary. Okay. Ooh, nice bluff from the. Okay. First contender, the cocktail of the year, the Obituario. Okay, and we're back. Okay. That okay. I see why I liked this. Oh yeah, it's just got like the earthy agave going on, and The smoke from the mezcal is subdued, but it's there. God damn, that's such a clean taste. I just love when you do, and this is a martini structured drink, basically. Um, just the vermouth. Like I would not sit here drinking tequila, and this is basically 2 shots of agave spirit in here. Oh my god, the vermouth smooths it out. Oh, that is good. Harry, you remember my furry video? Oh, thanks, Harry. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I mean, it's like a friend of furries. Why do people well, I know why people shit on furries. It's weird. It's not. It's, on the scale of things. And that weird thing that happened at the furry con where was it like someone put a chlorine bomb in there? Like could have actually killed people. It was genuinely quite dangerous. And yeah, just people justify being an asshole. It's like furries are nice. Why would you fucking try and kill people at a furry convention? It's ridiculous. And these days, you get the weirdo right-wing culture warriors, mostly in the US, but who repeat this totally false story. It's about, oh yes, kids say you have to treat them as if they are actually a cat, and they shit in a litter box, and it's like, oh, for God's sake. You were at that 2015 one? Yeah, getting evacuated because of a chlorine bomb would ruin your Saturday night. Hell yeah. Drinking tequila makes you cause you to angry Jesus. Oh, man, it's astonishing what a clean. That's what I love about martini style drinks. The word I always use with a good martini style drink is it just tastes really clean. Like there's no again, for someone who doesn't drink martinis, they're going to call me a crazy person and saying that's like drinking petrol. What are you talking about? That's intense. Acquired taste, but once you acquire it, it's just so clean and crisp. No wonder I like this. Oh, because it actually the tequila and mezcal doesn't overpower it, but there's this underlying sort of earthiness and was the phrase they always use with this minerality, and it's fucking great. Hmm. Oh, and just the little bit of smoke is there, and it's really nice. Oh my god! So that convention was your first and only time in Chicago. Chicago's a hard city, man. That's what I hear. Oh, man, okay, that is really good. I'm really enjoying that. No wonder I rated it 9 out of 10 when I made it because it's good, man. This is probably going to be really difficult to come up with a top 3 out of this top 10. But we'll see. I'm going to give myself a week to get through them all. You had a layover in Chicago. Terrifying. Gee, well, not so much terrifying, but eye-opening. I remember one time I was in the US and we were going from Vegas to San Francisco, and we were looking at flights, and it was heaps fucking cheaper to fly into Oakland rather than going to San Fran airport. And I mean, it was like a lot cheaper. And we worked out there was a rail service, and it was like an elevated rail thing, as it turns out, goes over Oakland, and it was way cheap. But when it was going over Oakland, we're just like looking down at this thing, going, "God damn it! I am glad we're above this shit." It looked like every gang movie I'd ever seen. It was just fucking rundown warehouse districts, and I was just looking, that doesn't look good. So we went straight from Oakland Airport to this rail service, and it went over Oakland, and we were just looking down, going, "Fuck yeah!" Um, I would not go around Oakland without a local. I don't think. Justin, how far off retirement? I don't know, man. 10 years, failing winning lotto, and failing the complete collapse of civilization. Anything could happen. Ah. Okay. Okay, that's going to be a tough one to knock out of the top three. You've been to Oakland Airport? Yeah, I've been there once. Oh, I think Clark Goose will roll up the windows. Yeah, I'd be well cautious about going through Oakland. Oh yeah, that was the one thing. Like, it's just like, what was fun is because I was with my ex. She had family in LA, and they lived in really different parts of LA. Like, some were in really boring suburbs. One of her aunties worked at a medical center in East LA, which is one of the dodgier areas of East LA. And so her uncle, who's like from a different branch of the family, who'd taken us there because I actually had to see a doctor. I'd gotten sick. He parked his car in the car park and wouldn't stop looking out the window because he was from a really quiet suburb, and he's sure parking his car in East LA, someone's going to break into it and steal it. And some of them lived in the fucking desert. So, Rays went to real part of Virginia, visit a friend. House was older. New shit was not safe when every house had bullet holes. Ah! Harry, if the cities don't make money, the rundown look like apocalypse happened. Yeah, they can be pretty rough. Yeah, no, Oakland is cheaper part of San Francisco. That's like, it was ridiculously cheaper to fly into Oakland compared to flying into San Francisco. Oh yeah, they turned around New York. You saw lots of really dodgy shit from New York in the 70s. They really turned most of it around. God damn. Okay, I think I got a bit of bitterness from the orange peel I put in there right at the end. I think that had sunk to the bottom. Anyway, got ice in here and it's melting, so I'm going to rinse this glass out and use it again. I'm being frugal with my glassware. Well, yeah, you do get good food in a lot of the area where less well-off folk live because they work hard to make the food good. Zara, you reckon something New York lost a lot of its soul, just became an outdoor mall? Well, you could certainly, like, Times Square now is unrecognizable to Times Square in the 70s. I guess it depends what you want. And you never really know how true the stories are. But Jesus, there were some fucking nightmare stories about New York in the 70s and early 80s. But like I said, you never know how much of this folklore. Like, I'd been led to believe that everyone was constantly shooting each other on the Los Angeles freeways. And I mean, it does happen, but not that often. Phil, how you doing? It has been a while. I'm fine. So you have a garden business now from the looks of that. Nice. Harry, you watched some old docos in New York back when it was wild. Well, look at the films that were made and things like Mean Streets, Taxi Driver, a couple of others that really sort of play up the grittiness of New York in the 70s. Like, damn. Yes, The Warriors was a documentary. I'm going to rewatch that. That was a great camp movie. I think I can actually get it on Prime. I'm not sure. They have a lot of weird, obscure shit on Prime. Justin, by Australian standards, Oakland would be considered part of San Francisco. Yeah, that's the phrase they always use. They talk about towns. We say suburbs. And they say towns. Yeah. Phil, trying to get back in the veggie patch. Been too cold over winter. Fair enough. Oh God, the guy doing with the bottles. Warriors, come out to play. Can you dig it? Let's just throw a movie quiz. Okay, I'm going to make another because I want to get through a few of these cocktails tonight. I really want to taste some of them side by side. Come on. We're not going to do Tropical. I think I'll do Holy Smoke. That's a low alcohol one. Alrighty. Peated whiskey. All right, but just a teeny bit. Okay, this is a little one. I'll use this glass anyway. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna quickly make this one. This one make it different. This one. All right. So for this one, we want Sherry Benedictine Peter whiskey. Benedictine in the cupboard. The mysterious cupboard of mystery. Benedictine's running a bit low. You're gonna have to get some sometime soon. Because I use it a lot. All right. So, holy smoke. Sherry. Not your Nana's sherry. Not that I want to disparage your Nana particularly. Let's do 7.5 mils Benedictine. Go, when's the Benedictine stuff coming in? There it is. All right. Benedictine. And where's my peated whiskey at? Talisker, a single malt. 10-year-old, cause I'm fucking cool. Okay, it's probably a bit more than that, but that's cool. That's cool. Maybe put a little bit more ice in here as well. Chill this sucker down. Will do. All right. Stir and down. Oops. Did an ice flew out? Gotta count to 20. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's such a contrast to the last one. This one's really sweet. Okay. Homely Smoke. Holy Smoke. It's a different one that's called Homely Smoke. Holy Smoke. Okay, here I am. I'm back. Yeah, that's with us. Towns are completely outside of metro areas. Really threw me the first time when I heard Americans referring to towns. So I'm from 2 towns over, and they mean suburbs. It was very confusing. Anyway, second cocktail. Ooh. Okay. That's maybe a bit too sweet with all the sherry. It's really friggin' good, though. Maybe this one is going to get knocked out for being too sweet. Oh, I do like it though. But we're trying to get the best of the best of the best here. Narrow down a top 10. I got to narrow it down to a top 3. Yeah, all right. Note, this one might not make it. Maybe I should put a little note in it. Okay, so I'm going to go with Obituario. Still 9 out of 10. And a holy smoke. I'll just put a note in, maybe too sweet. All right. Save that. That's my notes for the first one. Oh, but if you want a sweet, lower alcohol cocktail, this is the one. Oh, yeah. So the orange peel was not really part of that one. I just chucked it in, and it's kind of like some of the oils from the orange peel had like settled to the bottom of the glass or something, because it's like my last sip of it was like, ooh, that's got a bit of orangey bitterness that the rest of it didn't have. So I maybe shouldn't have put the orange peel in. Independents in the ACT elections said they won't support the ALP. I think they just lost votes. Yeah, but people always fucking say that before an election and then change their tune after an election. Harry's an old podcast called Shit Town about a small Alabama town, most isolated American town you don't hear about. Okay, that sounds like fun. Dang. Yeah. It's like a tiny modification of just drinking sherry, really. All right. Oh, that was the other one I was going to do. An old aroma. Whiskey, Amaro, creme de cacao, and chocolate bitters. And that'll be it for the night. Oh, we just have the best. I bring up a map. We just have the best name places. Wagga Wagga, Nana Goon. In fact, now I want to do it. I'm just like, even just, bringing up Dubbo on a map and the little towns that are around. Like, even like one that's not particularly funny next to Dubbo called Narromine. And if you wanted to piss off someone from Narromine, you call them narrow-minded. That would start a fucking fight. All right, so I'm going to go Dubbo. Okay. What's places just around Dubbo? Terramunga Mine, Mogragai, Yamunjeri, Burraway, Kickabill, Goonoo Forest, Elong, Wongarbin. I've always loved Wongarbin as a name, actually. Wambangalang. That sounds like that sounds like the line from the song Black Betty. Whoa, Black Betty, Wambalang. Whoa, Black Betty, Wambalang. Cockburn. That's usually pronounced Coburn, but yeah. Okay, so the suburb in Perth called. How do you pronounce it? Cockburn or Coburn? Hello, Dr. Abigail, by the way. ALP in power since 2001, probably re-elected. Looks like ALP is copying a pasting in the Northern Territory elections, which happened today. That's what I thought. Cockburn is normally pronounced Coburn. Yeah. Oh, of course, Canberra has suburbs named after politicians. Of course it does. All right, I'm going to go for other wacky names around Dubbo. Obley. That's just weird. Baldry. Goobang. I love it when they use the indigenous names as well. Yulandri, Bunbury. There is they probably pronounce it Bunbury, but you look at it, it's Bunbury. Gumble, Molong. That's where Kylie Mole lives. Darabalgi. Bakyama. Bakyama is a fucking great name for a place. Uma. Ooma. Uma. Goolagong. Mulguthrie. That's just such a great name. Bogan Gate. There literally is a place called Bogan. There's a Bogan Shire and a town called Bogan Gate. Trangy. There's a place called Snakes Plain. That's awesome. Breelong. Balladurin. Bearbong. There is a place called Bearbong. Don't you just want to go there, dress up in a bear suit, and do bong hits because you're in Bearbong? Well, John Batman wanted the city on the Arrow to be named after him. Like he was lobbying to have it called Batmania. But yeah, we have Batman Hill and Batman Streets and whatnot around here. There's a thing called Kapuka Smile. When all the soldiers finish basic training at Kapuka, have a tear line where their hat straps rest on their chins. Nice. Honestly, a few of these sound like places that AZ invented. I'm going to be completely honest. Alrighty. You know what? I think I might make the third cocktail. I'm going to do it as an old-fashioned. Man, that's so sweet. Oh, so I haven't seen Black Phone, but they kind of gave away everything about it in the trailer. It's one with Ethan Hawke. Okay. I kind of like the Purge films too, actually. There's even a series which I didn't watch all of, but all right. I'm gonna make one more cocktail. And leave it at that. I mean, I'm probably still going to drink alcohol because it's Saturday night. But not. Okay, so old Roma. We want a whiskey, a nice whiskey, Amaro Montenegro, and white creme de cacao. Okay. White creme de cacao. I do. Oh, I was going to say, I don't have all. I have another entire bottle of white creme de cacao when this runs out. What do I want? Amaro Montenegro. Okay. Close up the mysterious cupboard of mystery. You know, I'm just going to build this in the glass. Fuck it. Okay, nice whiskey though. Which nice whiskey will we use? Fuck it, I'm going for something a bit punchy. 50%. Let's do it. Whiskey. Tiny Bear whiskey. Okay, 3/4 of an ounce of Amaro. Shazam. White white creme de cacao. Do half an ounce. Okay. And 2 dashes of chocolate bitters. Incidentally, we were talking about bitters earlier. Probably the fourth bitters you want to get is chocolate. If you're really going to be into it. Okay. I think I'm almost out of chocolate bitters. Have I got a second one? I think I do have a second one. Okay. So that is Old Roma. All right. Let's put that in here. Got to sort some shit out. Put this glass out of the way where I hopefully won't break it. And get a cherry, maybe. Where's my cherry jar? Got my cherry jar. Oh, actually, Evil Dead Rises was really good. I really enjoyed Evil Dead Rises. Oh, you were talking about the Becky movie the other night. Yes. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Meat-free meat pie sandwich. So it's what would that be? Textured vegetable protein. All right, that's what I wanted. Got to get a skewer to stab a cherry. Oh man, stab. That took a few tries. Okay. I ate the second part of my pasta bake for dinner tonight. Tortellini with a cream sauce. 'Twas yummy. Stir, stir, stir. Yum. Oh. This is like a cross between a black Manhattan and an old-fashioned. Oh, that's really fucking good. Oh, goddamn. Thinking of Cool Horrors, Passenger had the edge of the seat from start to finish. Don't know that one. I'll go back to recommending Talk to Me. That was pretty fucking good. And I freely admit I have a bit of a soft spot for it because it was made by YouTubers, Australian YouTubers. Are you listening to Devo, or is that something to do with what I was doing? Whip it good. Oh, it came on your playlist. Well, that's a good one to come up randomly. Yeah, no, be excited. It's a great track. So into that when it came out. I was really into Devo in the, what was it, like early 80s, late 70s, early 80s? We love their shit, man. Then Mark Mothersbaugh did all the music for Rugrats as well. Probably made, I don't know. I had this suspicion he made more money doing music for Rugrats than he did with Devo. Dr. Abigail discovered, to your abject horror and disgust, frozen food can be left in. Oh, it really actually can. Yeah, you get what's called freezer burn. Yeah, it can. stuff that stays in the freezer too long can get really fucked up. Before the glimpse is that long, you must whip it. And something's going wrong, you must whip it. Yeah, Mark Mothersbaugh just did heaps of soundtrack stuff. Probably less well known, the music, than Devo, but I bet he made more money from that than he did from DV. Ah, there you go. Meat-free meat pies, not immune to freezer burn. I mean, nothing is. Meat can have it. Vegetables are definitely susceptible to freezer burn. And sometimes it's how it's stored as well. God, my mum would leave shit in the freezer for literally years. This is good. Okay, I think tonight we got a clear 9 out of 10. I am giving Old Roma 8.5. And I think Holy Smokes like an 8 out of 10. As in they're all really good, but I am placing the Obituario the top of tonight's selection. Damn, they were all good though, in different ways. That's really good. Oh well, I'm very intrigued to see how my retasting goes for the rest of the thing. Raise, wait, hold on. Meat-free meat pie, so goddamn cool. Yeah, it's just a vegetable-based filling, I guess, with the something that's deliberately designed to like have the texture of a meat pie. Yeah, this is not. Oh, I've just got to try this. And very subjectively decide from the top 10 which are the top 3, because making a video with the top 10 would be too much. I think I might put the recipes for the top 10 in the description of the video and then just go with whatever I eventually decide. These are the actual top 3. The video will be me making the top 3. At this point, Obituario is odds-on favorite to be in the final 3, but who knows? Oh, yeah, knockout round by round, but I mean, I might decide everything in one round is in the top 3. 70s versus 80s. Who do I pick as winner? 80s. I was just so into 80s music. Still am. Like, I not even blink. It's just straight away 80s. Like half my, actually well over half my vinyl, like 75, 80% of my vinyl collection is 80s. Just the whole post-punk, new wave, indie pop, goth. Friggin' loved it. Well, yeah, I know. I'm going to do 3 a stream, and if I'm unsure, there might be a playoff on Friday. But I might just have a really definite decision and go, no, it's definitely these 3. But if I'm not sure, there might be a playoff on Friday. Be a good party night. Just play off with top cocktails. Yeah, some people would definitely go 70s, but I'm just pure 80s music. Friggin' love it. Just so much good Aussie stuff. Things like, you know, Midnight Oil and Spy versus Spy and The Church and heaps of others. And the Brit stuff, The Cure, New Order, Aztec Cameron, just so much good stuff. Yeah, I guess, as we said, I know a lot of people would pick 70s. I'm just not into it. I don't hate. I think I know the exact sort of stuff you're talking about, with the changes to music in the 70s, but I'm just not that into it. I'm much more into 80s music. Oh, Jesus, that's really close. Like, this is going to be really close because all these fucking top 10 ones were ones I just noted, like, oh shit, this one slaps. Well, you got the prog rock, and you got some really overblown ego rock in the 70s. And yeah, I just loved post-punk and new wave. That was all my faves. But even just like pure pop stuff that was done, and I mean like indie pop, not sort of shitty mainstream top 40 pop, because that was shitty. That was shitty in the 70s. That was shitty in the 80s. That's shitty all the time. Not that there aren't some gems in the top 40, but I prefer the indie stuff. Well, is Pro Tools that old? It's 80s, but yeah, no, you had drum machines and sequencers and samplers. And some people did really great stuff with it, and some people did boring shite with it. Wow, I don't usually just plow through 3 cocktails like that, but I was in the mood. Now I'm going to be good and have something non-alcoholic. Got my mineral water. So Pro Tools was 89. Oh, yeah, okay. I think, yeah, it actually became influential in mid-late 90s, developed in 89. Obviously didn't influence 80s music, but there were drum machines and sequencers and samplers in use in the 80s. I think KMFDM was 80s, yeah. Not one I was super into, but I know who you're talking about. Oh, definitely in the early days of digital, it would have been majors, definitely. Yeah, and yeah, for the longest time, analog was the home hobbyist stuff. Definitely. And that's why, yeah, you would get some remixes. I remember a friend referring to like his favorite Sydney DJ remixer, Robert Rasick, called him the man with the sharpest razor blade in the business, because a lot of the time when he was sampling and looping stuff, he was doing it on reel-to-reel tape, and he was cutting the tape and splicing it, and he was doing it manually. Skinny Puppy did some fun stuff, kind of sort of industrial. And yes, we are now where analog is expensive and digital's basically fucking free. I mean, there's complex stuff that you do have to pay for, but there is some entry level stuff that people in the 80s would have given their right arm for. And it's friggin' free now. Oh, I've got all this taste from all the cocktails. It's like residual on my tongue. So then just drinking the mineral water is like awakening all the flavors again. You got a mate who runs a studio. They do NLO. Yeah, tape cutting. That was, Jesus, until the 90s, that was the thing. Physical cutting of tape to do samples and remixes. Oh, neat. So this is the thing that's in Perth. Neat. Yeah, my college radio station, we had reel-to-reel things where we'd edit. I mean, never did anything really flash. Like would just be like editing interviews and whatnot. But yeah, the cutting edge stuff then was literally cutting edge. They were using razor blades to cut up tape and then splice it back together. And it all goes around in cycle. Just thinking of that scene in Pulp Fiction where Uma Thurman plays the music. It has a huge stereo system, like hi-fi system, and there's a reel-to-reel player on it. That was a thing people did into the 70s, had their music on reel-to-reel tape. Damn. Podcasting killed the radio star. I don't know. Radio's still a thing for old people. But I am a fan of podcasting, I have to admit. It's a whole thing. It's kind of like, I don't know, like I probably should have got into podcasting when I started on YouTube, because people were doing podcasts back then. And I was thinking of doing audio. Like I had a written blog where I was like working out material, and people was, and I made it clear on the blog I was kind of working up material to try my hand at stand-up comedy. And I picked up a bit of a following on the blog, and people were saying like, yeah, it's like, you should record this. And I was thinking of doing it as a podcast, but then I got sort of high-speed internet for the first time, and YouTube was just starting to get huge. This was like in the first year of YouTube. So I thought, I'm going to leapfrog audio and go straight to video. In retrospect, everything might have been different. Might have been a really good move if I'd done podcasting that long ago. Yes, this is not a traditional podcast, but it's a lot of spoken word stuff. I did have a podcast for a very brief period. I would do stuff with other people, AIDSy sometimes, and other people sometimes. And what killed it, because I'd had a sort of free hosting site that I was putting it to, and they did the distribution thing, and then they said like, and fair enough, it's like, yeah, we can't continue to have a free option. Now you have to pay. And I just went, okay, well, there's enough white guys with opinions in podcast world anyway. So I'm not paying for this. And I stopped doing it. In retrospect, that might have been a mistake. Maybe I should have kept doing it. Who the hootin' heck knows? Life is a whole bunch of, what do you call it, sliding doors moments? Potentially missed opportunities, but I don't know. It is what it is. That's as deep as I'm capable of being at the moment. It is what it is. Yes, this is a happy little accident. We're just hanging out and chilling and talking. Yeah. As I don't have enough of an ego to really push the idea of like, yeah, I should have a podcast. People definitely need to hear what I have to say. I clearly have a fairly well-developed ego, having produced all this content on YouTube over the last 18 years. But it's just not quite enough to think like, yeah, I should be out there podcasting. People need my fucking opinions, man. Oh, I only saw the early projections, Justin. I'm assuming Labor got an absolute pasting in the Northern Territory election, because that's what looked like was going to happen. It's probably going to happen in Queensland. And New South Wales and Victoria are pretty tenuous as well, quite honestly. New South Wales more than Victoria, but is that bad? 15 seats to the LNP and 4 to ALP. Yeah, that'll probably turn around in one or two elections. But yeah, Harry, you can only talk about cartoon anime for hours. That's yeah. Well, you gotta have your special interest. Rays, which would you are you thinking a particular state or federal? I mean, I think the Libs probably fancy their chances at the next federal election. I mean, friggin' anything could happen, and I will say Albanese's a huge fucking disappointment. And if you mean federal, yeah. If he lets fucking Dutton be prime minister, he will be condemned to the seventh circle of hell. If Labor lose the next election, it's because Labor fucked up. Yeah, I genuinely reckon the Libs fancy their chances at the next federal election. I hope they don't, because like Dutton as prime minister is nightmare material. He's a fucking psychopath. Actually, you may be right there, Justin. The Teals may take away enough votes from the Libs to ensure the Libs don't get in. You may be right there, but who knows? One Nation won't get any seats. Fucking clown show that they are, honestly. But the Jackie Lambie network is spreading all across the country. Jackie Lambie's no nonsense, like, what are you jokers doing? I don't know. I reckon she's okay. I feel like she at least stands for something. Hanson doesn't even stand for anything these days. Jesus. She's just a fucking lying con artist. Whereas I do feel like, even though she's off the marks sometimes, in my opinion, I think Jackie Lambie at least sincerely believes what she says. Fucking Hanson doesn't even believe what she says. She's just a lying fucking scam artist. Where she went through a few things with that. Like when she initially got out of prison, and honestly, she probably shouldn't have gone to prison. What was it? It was for election fraud. But anyway. But initially, she's kind of like, oh, yes, I met all these ladies in prison and I found out, oh, things aren't fair. And then she just changed her mind and went, nah, I'm just going to spout idiot far right talking points about fucking criminals have it too easy. Fucking punish them more. It's just like, shut the fuck up, you absolute idiot. That's my very mature impersonation of Pauline Hanson. I think that's a fair take, Justin. Next federal election, Labor might be a minority, but probably have significantly more seats than the Libs or the LNP. I think that's a fair take, but who knows? Jesus Christ, anything could happen. People are idiots and do idiot things and vote for idiot people. And there are idiots in the Labor Party and they may do idiot things. And they're idiots in the media. And so, all these idiots, they make it hard to know what's going to happen. But we'll see. So he's saying, Hanson grew. Oh, yeah, she got traction with COVID by doing the conspiracy shit. And then she just went back into the immigrants and lost it. Yeah, she is. Jesus Christ. She's just such a fuck. I think people can work with Albanese better than Rudd. Like, Rudd was just a fucking nasty, angry little guy, as it turned out, who didn't sleep enough. And so he's always grumpy. So the whole thing with chucking him out is because he was impossible to work with. Nobody has that problem with Albanese. So Albanese's not going to get ructions in his own party because he's not difficult to work with like Rudd was. You're getting Rudd was strange looking. Okay, look, for strange looking, I don't know that anyone beats Dan Andrews. It was a hoot to support him. because all the freaks who hated him were so obsessed with him, and it was so fun when they were obsessed with him. But genuinely weird looking guy with those freakishly oversized ears and the big, really thick glasses he wore. Genuinely weird looking dude, and he was really tall, wasn't he? I've never met him in person. Let's look it up. Where are we? Dan. No, I don't want Dan Murphy's. My browser thinks I want Dan Murphy's because I always do. Dan Andrews. Height? Yeah, 1.85 meters. Motherfucker's over 6 foot tall. He's a big guy. Who is a knob jockey? Andrews or Rudd? I've lost track. Gillard refused to sack Albanese even though he supported Rudd. Means he's good at his job. Yeah. Also, Gillard was pretty good at forming bonds as well. Ah, okay. Knew Andrews growing up. Oh, he's from Williamstown. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh my God. I just loved how he wound up the Wingnuts. Like they were so enraged by him, and he just kept winning elections, and they were so fucking frustrated, and it was so fucking funny. So yes, my favorite thing about him will always be he enraged the people that I liked to see upset. Which, arguably makes me a very shallow person, but I will cop to being a very shallow person, quite honestly. Are you saying Brax was a twat of a politician but couldn't have met a nice guy in person? Well, like the guy who legit quit politics because it was fucking up his family. He just, like, the stresses was tearing his family apart, and he just went, this isn't worth it. Fuck this shit. And quit. So I'm 100% on board with someone who goes, this is a bunch of bullshit that's ruining my family, so fuck it, I'm out. And yeah, I also think that's a fair take, Justin. I don't know that anyone's going to argue with that. ACT Liberals more of a joke than the Vic Liberals. Vic Liberals are a pretty bad joke, though, but ACT Liberals more so. Yeah, it was his son. His son had that car crash and whatnot, and it was a real sort of. It seemed like it was, the come to Jesus moment. I think his wife pulled him aside and said, "I don't know. Do you want your son to die? This is just too fucking much." Oh, you're saying Brax is also from Williamstown? He used to drink with the older locals. Nice. I lived over that side for quite a while. Footscray and Yarraville, and would go out to Williamstown reasonably often. I like Williamstown. I haven't been there in for fucking ever. Last time I went to Williamstown was actually for a booze festival. I think it was called Water of Life because it wasn't just whiskey; it was other things. But really good booze festival, actually. So yeah, the son did DUI at least once. Like he crashed once, at least. Yeah, I know that the son was just going through fucking hell. And like I said, I'll just come back to it. Huge kudos to Brax for just going, oh no, this bullshit is tearing my family apart. Fuck it. My family is way more important than this fucking job. Justin, the ACT Liberals most conservative. Yeah, it's just like they make very bad decisions. And similarly to Victoria, like compared to New South Wales, is much more progressive than New South Wales. And yet the state libs go, oh, why don't we do this real fucking conservative reactionary shit? And it's just like, yeah, Jesus, that's not going to play very well, guys. And the ACT doesn't have Liberal representation at the federal level. Interesting fact. Raise. Political couldn't be much more indifferent to his views. Personal-wise, nice guy, though. All right, that's good. Well, he made a good decision in the end to fucking quit. Because by cracky, you get some sociopaths in politics who don't get out when they should and fuck up their whole lives. But that's just how some of them are, I think. The way that it goes. That's my deep and meaningful insight for the evening. Oh, God. John Soe. Oh, my God. What a hoot that guy was. Oh, right. So the Libs did have a Senate seat in ACT, but David Pocock took it. Yeah, and I think he wants to keep it too. I think he's getting himself out there in the media all the time. He's going for a lot of name recognition. So, yeah, I know. Next federal election, probably going to be interesting. See how it happens. We'd definitely do an election night live stream, I think. And because Mrs. Angry loves watching elections, like she's watching the Northern Territory election tonight. So even if the next federal election fell on when we were going to have a date night, probably still be here for sure. Actually, probably do an early date night because results don't start coming in till about 8. So probably even if it was a date night, probably still be here for a live stream afterwards. Elections, man, and the next New South Wales and Victorian elections will be interesting as well. Would she watch the US election? I don't think so, because I don't think she watched the UK one either. But I know she's not as obsessed with US elections as I am. But, who friggin' knows what happens? What a great Australianism. Nita Durry. How on earth does Durry mean cigarette? Can anyone tell me what the relationship between the word durry and cigarette is? Ooh, can the internet tell us? I don't know. Let's look. Let's go. Why are cigarettes called? Oh, why are cigarettes called darts? Why are cigarettes called durries? Why are cigarettes called squares? Why are cigarettes called tabs? But we were going with durry. Probably related to the Hindi word for rug. Durry, which can be rolled up. Oh, they're saying it came from the British Indian Army. Okay. So they claim it's a reference to a rolled up rug. Okay. Why are they called darts? They're saying this is an Australian term. Some people think it's because you hold a cigarette similarly to how you'd hold a dart. Well, there you go. Take a day off for the US election, do a live stream. I mean, honestly, that's not beyond the realms of possibility. We'll see what happens. closer to the time of the US election, I'll probably work out the time when we're likely to start getting results that mean something. Because, we all know it's only a handful of states that determine the election. Sorry? You would say, oh, yes. That's right. You two have a bet going on the election result. We'll see. Like I said, closer thing. I'll look at people's take on what's the time period where we're going to start getting meaningful results, and I'll probably time a live stream. As long as it's not a Monday. I don't think it's a Monday though. No, because that would be Sunday. Oh yeah, no, that's a fair call. Trump's not going to concede. We all know that. I think it probably is going, but it's always close because of their weird system. But yeah, you're right. It is going to. I think it's going to be close. But yeah, who knows? Thanks, Justin. Okay, well, Wednesday our time does make it easier because I work from home on Wednesdays anyway. Yes, the Electoral College. But yeah, but even like, well, I guess it's similar here. There's only a couple of seats in elections that tend to decide the election. You're going to chuck a sickie? Yeah. Yeah, Wednesday's a good sickie day anyway. The typing's video, I didn't even notice. That was chuck a sticky, and then you tried to do sucky. I knew what you meant the first time. It's only when you did it the second time I realized it said sticky, not sicky. Oh god damn. That's funny though. Jesus. So yeah, look, okay, there's a better than average chance I'll be streaming. Because it's just a fun thing to talk about. But yeah, as I said, closer to the day, I'll look up when we're likely to have meaningful results and look at it then. But yeah, it might be one of those things where there's, not a clear result for days or weeks if there's court challenges, like the Gore v. Bush one, where the court challenge definitely went the wrong way. Well, you would definitely get results on Pornhub for sucky. Now I want to do it. I mean, okay, it's going to be super obvious results, but you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. Because now, Pornhub.com and go for search term sucky. $230 results. Did you mean lucky? No, I didn't mean lucky, but what happens if I search lucky? Oh, there's a tag for lucky on there. Wow, lots of Angela White videos. Australia's most famous porn star. In fact, she's arguably one of the most famous porn stars in the world. I think it's in an inevitability with demographic shift. The Democrats will win Texas at some point. Got to dress up for it. Oh, you're going to wear an elegant top hat, old school over the coat? Oh, nice. That would be good. Go to Pornhub and search it. Clicks favorites. But I'm all for little Aussie battlers like Angela White being one of the most, if not the biggest porn star in the world. Go Aussies. Angela White, famous for having the enormous natural boobs. Oh dear, it's a whole thing, and but she's like in control of her own career. She's I just remember following her in the early days on Twitter, like more than a decade ago, before she was a huge star. But it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So yes, okay. It's inevitable we end up talking about porn on a stream, I guess. To steer it back to politics. Stormy Daniels. Sorry, now I'm suddenly going. I've never seen a Stormy Daniels porn. No, bring it back to politics. Damn. The whole thing. Oh god. Fucking email notification. You've got a new Telstra bill. Thanks for telling me. Fucking needed to know I had a fucking Telstra bill. I've always got Telstra bills. Oh god, now I've got the hiccups. Oh my god, sorry. I just realized I still had the map open on another tab, and I was going to close it, but I just keep seeing funny names. Mumblebone, Enawina. Enawina is fucking awesome. That's a real place. Eenaweena. Enawina. That's fucking awesome. Honey Bugle. There's a place called Quanda. It's like Q&A, the ABC show. Quanda. That's amazing. There are a lot of these places. Nangary Bone. That's a fun one. Yes. Kaba. Nuna. Peru. Wilcannia. Oh, God, that's a fucking hole. Little Topar. Is there a big Topar? And then we're out at Broken Hill. Oh, yeah, there's a Coburn right on the New South Wales, South Australia border. Sort of southwest of Broken Hill. There you go. Weekaroo. Sorry, I'm just getting obsessed with silly place names again. I genuinely think she probably does have back problems. Every woman I've known who has large boobs talks about the back problems that go with it. So before you and Lush got into it bad, went out drinking, painted a wall with the words, I love Sasha Grey films. Town called Obama in Japan. There you go. They probably pronounce it Obama or something. Thinking. Yes. Sorry. We've brought up porn and now we're not getting off the topic of porn. I'm trying to, I don't know why I'm even trying to steer it away. I've got no problems with porn. What's in the news headlines? Oh, yeah. Robert Kennedy backing Trump. The fucking piece of shit he is. God, he's garbage. Fucking lying sack of shit, that guy. On top of the deranged conspiracy shit he goes on with, he is an absolute shameless fucking liar. So full of shit. Anyway. Oh, yes. And because of with RFK, Trump saying, oh, yeah, you elect me and I'll release everything about the JFK assassination. It's like, oh, go fuck yourself. Dorks. Absolute fucking dorks. Oh God, one person, a Brisbane mum, won $100 million Powerball. Damn it. Winter heat wave, yes, we're seeing that. Ray guns making money. Okay, cool. New distillery makes waves. Okay, now that's a story I want to see. Northern Beaches Advocate, Warriewood, Hang 10 Distillery. That's what, the Northern Beaches? Is that what they? Oh yeah, Northern Beaches Advocate. Northern Beaches of Sydney. Okay, yeah, okay. What are they doing? Making gin? Uses surplus bread from local bakeries to divert what have been waste into their spirit production. In Uganda, they were making bananas to make gin. A lot of food waste in Australia, and a lot of people use food to make alcohol. Tried bananas, didn't go well. The fermenter exploded. So they're using waste bread and the yeast in waste bread to make the base spirit. Made a gin to see if it tasted any good, and we're pretty happy with it. Bread gin. Okay, well that's a thing. I like that. In the Hang 10 Distillery in the Northern Beaches of Sydney. There you go. Yes, I did see RFK's Weird Bears story, and he actually had a succession of really fucking strange stories. Yes, he did raise in the last, I think, 24 or 36 hours. RFK did back Trump. He said some stupid shit, but my favorite one is he's going like, "Oh, I reached out to the Democrats and they wouldn't even talk to me." It's like, yeah, because they know you're a fucking asshole, and now you sound like a whiny little bitch and said, "Oh, I reached out to the Democrats and they wouldn't talk to me, so now I'm going with Trump." It's like, so you're a sad sack, pissy little bitch. You go, "Oh, the cool kids wouldn't talk to me, so I'm going with this guy." It's like, he sounds like such a fucking loser. It's just, oh my God. It's just like pathetic as fuck. I think and people are trolling and saying like, Trump's being so positive to RFK. They're saying like, his presumptive VP should hire a food tester, because the implication being, the Trump camp is going to poison JD Vance to get rid of him because Trump would prefer to run with RFK. And it's like, oh my God. Do you think it was your endorsement of him? It's just like, God, he just sounds like such a fucking loser. It's just like a fucking weirdo attention whore. It's just, he just fucking sucks. He sucks so fucking much. Just ridiculous how much that guy sucks, quite honestly. But yeah, that's my opinion. Guy fucking sucks. But anyway, and it also gave the lie to his whole thing about being independent. It was clearly a scam. He's clearly like, favored Trump all along, because there was this talk early on like, oh, the Kennedy name, will that take votes away from the Democrats? That was clearly the plan. And then it became clear if he was taking votes away from anyone, he was taking votes away from Trump. So it was the whole thing like, oh, like Trump's doing a deal saying he'll put him in his cabinet if he's elected. And it's just like, you soulless fucking piece of shit. You absolute fucking trash pile excuse of a human, honestly. It's kind of interesting, woman president. Honestly, like I was caught up in the Obama hype back in the day, because I think the Clintons fucking suck, and I was very excited by the idea of, oh, Obama, what's he going to do? He's going to be different, because Clinton was definitely just going to be more of the same. But then Obama got in, and it was just more of the same. So I think while the optics are going to be very different if the US ends up with a female vice president, the practicalities, it's just going to be business as usual. Oh, raised with the period jokes. Oh, dear. Okay, I'm going to pour a little bit of this on my eyes. My alien head. Now you can't see it's an alien head because of the black stuff I put in it. Oh, well. I didn't. Actually, let's do this. Oh, wait, I was going to try my spiced rum because it's been there in the month. Yeah, so I agree, Dr. Abigail. Ray's was making the obvious joke, but you do see a lot of emotional instability in male politicians. I don't think that's literally what I was saying. The optics would be different with a female president in the US, but I think it's just going to be business as usual. I think functionally, practically, there'd be no difference between Harris presidency and a Biden presidency. I think that's just the way it works there. And there certainly will be issues with how she's viewed and treated, Justin. There's no two ways about that. I think in terms of policy and the way things run in the administration, there'll be no real difference. And yes, I think she will cop everything that Gillard said. And I did love the line from Gillard's retirement speech. And what was the line? The sexism wasn't everything, but it wasn't nothing. Okay, so that's your jokes aside take, Rays. Power move. Yeah. And I get it. You were making a period joke. I get it. But yeah, I genuinely think in terms of what happens, it's just going to be business as usual. Arguably, with Trump, it would not be business as usual. It'd be fucking freaky and kind of terrifying, quite honestly. Oh man, that's so fucking annoying. Okay, I'm going to quickly go over here and check something. Okay, what is the date today? The 24th. Okay. When did I put? No, okay, I said I was going to leave it for at least a month. God, I feel like this evaporated a bit. All right, I'm going to try that spiced rum later in the week. And this I need to put in cheap whiskey and my rye new make. Okay, that's been in a couple months. I was planning on leaving that there for Christmas, but I might taste it again soon. Maybe it should come out. I don't know. I don't know. Make for some entertaining, nice. See, okay. Yeah, I could argue like, oh, Trump winning would give me lots of material to work with and whatnot. And, as a cishet male, white male, it's not like the actions of someone like Trump would particularly hurt me, but it is quite clear the fucking psychopaths backing Trump would absolutely threaten the lives of a lot of people, which is like a bad thing. Oh, AOC is too young. I don't think AOC is gonna run for president for a decade or more. Because the actual, like, what's the minimum age? 35? And I also think, barring something extremely unexpected, AOC will run one day. But by the time she does, I think she's going to be super establishment. She's still kind of slightly outsider maverick now. But in a decade or two, if she runs, I think she will be super establishment. That's just my take on how politics works, basically. But we'll see. I mean, I will go with yes and no on that, Justin, because AOC appeared at the Democrat National Convention absolutely towing the party line, which is not really something Bernie Sanders ever did. And so that's my little prediction, that if and when AOC runs for president, she will be super establishment. And again, my take is she won't do it for a decade or two. She won't do it until her 40s at least. But that's just my take, and I don't know shit. But you know, who knows? Not me. Okay, I think it's very clear. I'm committing to I don't know shit. So we'll see what happens. I think, you know, so far as politicians go, particularly American politicians, AOC seems like a particularly good one. Even 2 terms of Harris, I think it would be too soon for AOC to run. And again, like I said, this is my completely uninformed take, but who knows? I think she's a great candidate. I think in terms of American politicians, she's really fucking good. Yeah, I never really got the whole thing with the Americans with Congress and Senate. Senate seems more important, where to be fair, the Senate here is kind of a joke. But yeah, you know, it's a big mysterious world where lots of things change, and you know, it's almost like que sera sera. Whatever will be, will be. Oh, Rays, I'd be me personally completely on board with younger candidates. Whether the electors in the US are, that's a completely different thing. So you say you think AOC shines most when she's doing Congress hearings? Yeah. Okay. My personal favorite, when the weirdo freak Trumpy right wingers attack AOC, they will do one of two things. They will say she's not intelligent when she's clearly one of the more intelligent members of the American political class. And then they will also go on things that she's ugly, when not this counts for someone as a personal politician, but she's hot as fuck. And watching them do that, flailing about, going, she's not very smart. But then you have video of her talking versus almost any other politician talking. She is obviously extremely intelligent. But yeah, the genuinely weird one is when they want to go with the text like, she's ugly, which is a stupid attack to start with. But, she's hot as fuck. Yes, the technical thing is you can't run for president before 35. And she definitely won't be too young in 8 years. But again, I'm saying it now. My completely uninformed take is she wouldn't run for president that early, like 8 years from now. And again, so we're kind of saying like, oh, if Harris wins 2 terms, my take is she wouldn't run, but who fucking knows? 8 years, yeah. Oh, yeah. Lots of changes can happen in that time period. So she's just a bartender. Yeah, it's like their attacks are pathetic. Presidential candidates don't tend to come from reps. They tend to come from Senate or a governor. Okay. So that's why they do it. Oh, bartenders know shit, man. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I think Biden's like a career politician, but yeah. You're a bartender for 15 years. Yeah. You fucking learn shit. That's why I pay attention to it. Yeah, it's just it is super weird. And it's just a bit more pathetic here when fringe right-wing fuckwits try to do Trumpy shit here, and it's just kind of cringe and embarrassing. Like going, oh, we're going to get arrested for saying Merry Christmas. It's like, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares, you fucking idiot. That's a stupid enough angle in the US, but here, people just think you're a complete fucking tool saying things like that. But, yeah, but the Trumpy arguments in the US are like so fucking stupid. It's very weird. Oh yeah, Tim Waltz is just like, everyone's daggy cool dad. Not cool, daggy nice dad. He's a teacher, yeah, coached in a football team. And yeah, oh my god, the COVID protests having MAGA flags. It's like those motherfuckers are so cringe. Oh my god, so fucking embarrassing. I think he was in the Army Reserve for like 20 years or something. But yeah, they just have to, and it's worked for them in the past. The Republicans in the US have just completely fabricated lines of attack in the past, and it's worked for them. And so they continue to do it. Just don't make some shit. And yes, Dutton is leaning into the crazies. But again, oh god, he's a steaming pile of shit. Dutton. I'd love there to be a decent fucking criminal inquiry into his past. Question whether he'd come out smelling like roses if there was a proper investigation into his time as a cop and in the years after leaving the fucking force. That's just my personal take. That a serious investigation into him could turn up some interesting stuff. Teachers go into politics? Yeah, I mean, someone who's never left the country waving political campaign flags on an Australian issue across the sort of, yeah, it's really weird. The people who are doing pale imitations of Trumpy shit in Australia are just fucking embarrassing. In the US, they're weird. They are weird as fuck, and you think, what are you doing? But trying to copy it and be a pale imitation, like Clive Palmer. Oh my god, what a fucking embarrassment that guy is. I know. I reckon a rigorous investigation into Dutton's time as a cop and how he's had money since leaving the force. I just kind of think that's going to turn up some interesting stuff. But prove me wrong, Dutton. Wrong. Submit to a really rigorous investigation your time as a drug cop in Queensland. Again, not that this proves anything about Dutton, but Queensland, obviously the most corrupt police force in Australia, drug squad always the most corrupt part of any police force anywhere in the world. So yes, he was in the most dodgy police unit in the most dodgy police force in Australia, and there were questions surrounding why he resigned when he did. It's just like, maybe you should look into that. You never know what you'd find out if you looked into that. You never know. So red Navy flags used for protesting. How you going to wave a Union Jack? Yeah, I mean, again, those anti-COVID protesters, I fucking hate them so fucking much. It's like, because it was rough for everyone. So you weird, mutant, deluded, entitled pricks doing your shit. Like, it used to worry me, like, oh my God, that a protest, there were thousands of them. What the fuck? And then you'd find out the same day these fuckwits were being very noticeable. Tens of thousands of people were getting their COVID vaccination, and that was happening every day. So it's like, okay, so it looks like a lot when they're all together because there was a couple of thousand of them, but they were clearly, 0.001% of the population. It's just they were just loud and noticeable. It was very hard not to get depressed by it, but I tried not to get depressed by it. But I do not like those people. Do not like them at all. Oh my God, the Sovsits. Yeah, sovereign citizens. What a pack of fucking weirdos. And one of the highest profile one is going through a court case at the moment, and she's representing herself. And as the old saying goes, the person, who represents themselves in court has a fool for a client. And I think she's going to come crashing down to earth and probably spend a little bit of time behind bars. But, who knows? It's really weird, like cops slowly waking up to the right-wing fringe wing nuts are actually dangerous, because the cops have always been violently repressive of left-wing people. But it's like the penny's slowly dropping. Oh, wait, no. The right-wing fringe actually kill us. They have guns and they kill us. The lefties don't try to kill us, but the right-wingers are completely disconnected from reality and they do it. Why is she in court? Good question. Let's see if I can find it. I think it was for breaching COVID rules, actually. Let's go. Sovereign... Because I can't even remember her name. Sovereign Citizen Bingo. Sovereign Citizen Court. That's where we go. News. Current news. Oh, yeah. Oh, there was a scary story on the ABC a little while ago, like a month ago. This freak sovereign citizen thing saying they have a court and they're threatening people and trying to extort people. And it's like, oof. Really fucking dodgy. No, I can't. I can't find it. But I think this woman who's facing court at the moment is for breaching COVID orders. What's happening? Okay. This one's on the ABC site. Oh no, that's a dude. And that's from March. Solvsit anti-COVID vaxxer in court over alleged incitement to arrest WA government ministers. That's the other thing. They talk about arresting people, but they're such fucking weirdos. But this one I think is in Melbourne. Let me see. Putting a few more search terms in. Ugh. Wait, I'm going to go 2024. It's my last search term. Okay, past. Okay, fuck it. Okay, it's not working. So Mrs. Angry going to bed. What are we doing, phone? All right. So I'm going to sign off as well then. There we go. It's a whole thing. Oh my God, there are some really fucking. What I love is the videos that were posted by the solved sits because they think it makes them look good, and everyone else looks at it and goes, "Fuck is wrong with you people? You are an absolute idiot. What are you doing?" And they're so head up their own ass they don't realize how stupid they look. It's a hoot. Anyway, so that's it for the stream. Probably back on Tuesday. Probably do a few more of my top 10 cocktails of the year. See if I can narrow it down to a top 3. So far, the Obituario is winning, but we'll see what happens the next time. Anywho, so you fine and funky folk look after yourselves. I'm going to chill, crash. It's supposed to piss down here in Melbourne tomorrow, so I guess I'm not doing anything tomorrow. But we'll wait and see what happens. Look forward to seeing you all another time, but I'll say bye for now.